The Eurozone crisis in 2008 caused significant damage, dragging down the economies of numerous countries. The collapse of the construction industry in Spain left its banks with debts exceeding 184 billion euros, compounded by budget deficits. The economic situation could hardly have been worse. At that time, the number of unemployed in Spain surged to over 5 million, prompting the country to seek emergency loans and implement various economic measures to address the crisis. Although the worst has passed, many people still feel the impact, and life hasn't yet returned to normal. Homelessness can be the result of either choice or circumstance. Some homeless people choose to live on the streets for various personal reasons, while others have no choice and must endure it. This young homeless man, who appears to be no older than 30, looks clean and well-groomed. His hair is neatly combed and his clothes still appear relatively new and unsoiled. Considering that he's living on the streets, his cleanliness may be due to the fact that he only recently started this street life.
I came to Barcelona like a month ago, and I made a deal with a friend who disappeared, so I found myself without money. And then I was also robbed, so one thing followed the other, and I found myself on the street. First, I had a nice room, for 2 days or 3, and the day I arrived, the next morning at 9 o'clock, I opened my bank account at Deutsche Bank, waiting for the money, and it never came. So a big zero, yeah. So they told me after a while to move out of the hostel. Then I went to another place, then I was robbed, like this.
On a cold winter night, the melancholic sound of a violin echoes from the corner of this building. Andreas shared his story with us.
Did you ever think that you're going to end up on the street like this?
No. But maybe I had this thought in the back of my mind that this is something to try. This is something to experiment, to how you can survive, maybe. But no, I never planned that, of course. No, I was quite scared of it in the beginning when the chance of me going on the street came up. I was quite afraid. So no, I didn't plan it.
Even though he hasn't been on the streets for long, Andreas has quickly adapted to the homeless lifestyle.
So you sleep in the bank because at least it's warm inside and it's safe.
That's the only reason. Otherwise, it's the lights are on all night, so you have to. I sleep. I have a cap and I pull it on my ears, my eyes. That's how I sleep because it's full lights, full all night. And then. It depends when it's the weekends. It's better because the bank doesn't open, so you can sleep all day if you want. Only people come into the ATM. But on the weekdays, the security comes and they clean the place at 7:30. So at 7:30, somebody opens the door, shouts at you, and in 1 minute you get out with all of your things, and that's it. You're on the street in 1 minute.
Barcelona has become a refuge for Andreas. All he has in the world is in these 2 backpacks, and being homeless means that even this is a burden.
This is this is everything that I sleep with is in here, so I can leave this behind and just go with this anywhere and sleep.
So what you're gonna do if these people?
Now I put it back. This camp's gonna be here till tomorrow, I think. And then tomorrow, I don't know where I will put it. Maybe I will carry it myself, I don't know. Maybe I will put it in a locker if I have money.
It all began with the fall of the Berlin Wall at the end of 1989. 3 years later, economic and financial cooperation in Europe emerged, from the desire to unite countries and to ensure no more wars would ravage the continent. The key principles were the free movement of people, a single market and a single currency. The different-sized economies, fiscal disciplines, spending habits, investment directions and leadership visions of each country were merged into one common market, single currency and interest rate, with hopes that this unity would eventually make Europe truly united. Undesirable events unfolded, however. The financial indiscipline and deficits in several member countries led to an economic crisis. It started in Greece and the contagion spread to Ireland, Portugal and Spain. These four countries were the hardest hit. Another significant issue for the homeless is substance abuse. Many find themselves caught in the cycle of addiction because it is prevalent in their environment. In a public park, we encountered a homeless person in a severely deteriorated condition due to substance abuse. Besides addiction, he is also HIV positive due to sharing needles.
Yo soy enfermo, soy cero positivo. Tengo HIV. Tengo HIV, tengo endocarditis, bueno.
The rapid spread of dangerous and illegal narcotics like heroin in the 1980s prompted authorities to begin addressing the substance abuse problem beyond prevention and enforcement. This involved creating spaces for drug users. The red line running down this road takes those who follow it all the way to this building. Inside are spaces for drug users, where they can do drugs under medical and police supervision. Not everyone is willing to use this service, though. Many still choose to abuse substances hidden away or in places far from the authorities. For marijuana, though, there's no need for a supervised room because it's not illegal here. Two homeless people are sitting on the street, taking turns to inhale the smoke from marijuana cigarettes, openly and joyfully. They seem satisfied with their situation, at least for the time being, while the effects of the marijuana last. Government measures to control and mitigate the dangers of substance abuse don't only include supervised drug rooms. Drug quality testing services are also provided to reduce the number of deaths from taking tainted substances.
We are opening our drug checking service on Mondays to drug users, and they are going to our drug checking service. They bring a few small of sample. We collect this sample, we talk with them about a lot of things related to this drug use, and later we are analyzing this sample. Here is a place where we are preparing the samples for being analyzed in a big laboratory. They are sending mostly the drugs that are used at recreational settings, so ecstasy, cocaine, and amphetamines.
Ecstasy, cocaine, amphetamine, not marijuana, because you don't need to test that one, right?
We are also testing marijuana, but it's not one of our main goals.
Okay.
Drug use can be detrimental to health and may lead to fatalities, but the consumption of poor quality or contaminated drugs can result in instant death.
Our idea is to collect the samples on Monday and try to have finished the results before Friday, and by this way users have the results before using it. That this is one of our objectives. It means that we are working with prevention. And after this analysis in the laboratory, if the result is okay, we are sending to the user with also some tips about how to use, about dose and about mixes. And when we detect something dangerous, the process is, the first is to communicate to the users. And later we are communicating to our government, and they have their networks, and they are spreading this information to all the emergency departments and all the services that could be interesting this information for them.
The provision of supervised drug rooms and substance quality testing labs may seem like supporting drug abuse, allowing them to use without breaking the law, providing a safe space and checking the quality of drugs before consumption. All of these measures have, however, produced positive outcomes. The overall number of substance abusers here has decreased significantly.
So when we are detecting really powerful and dangerous substances, we are able to remove these substances from the market. The thing is that they are adults, they are persons, that they can think, that they can take their decisions, but they need information, objective information and really useful information for the use of drugs. And after 20 years of working with this type of strategies, we didn't see that the use of drugs is increasing in Spain, even the opposite is decreasing.
There are highly visible measures, like setting up booths at festivals or concerts to test substance quality.
We are offering this type of services, is the information and also the services that we are offering to the people who are taking drugs, mainly at recreational settings. So raves parties, clubs, festivals. And there we are offering some information with these leaflets, information about different substances, and also about different strategies that they can use to reduce the risk related to drugs.
Many are unable to completely quit their drug habit. Consequently, the approach here strives to maximize the survival prospects of substance users. We can't help but think about the homeless addict we encountered in the park who has HIV. If he had chosen to use the government's supervised drug room, he might still be addicted to the substance, but he would likely not be HIV positive. Among the many challenges for the homeless, like hunger, cold, loneliness and despair, substance abuse appears to be the most destructive to both the body and mind. Homeless people find shelter along walls, in building corners or even in ATM booths. They sustain themselves with food from soup kitchens or restaurants, but they still need money, and begging is one way to get some. They choose locations in commercial areas where there's a constant flow of working people and tourists. They beg in 2 shifts, timed for when the most people are out and about, usually in the afternoon and early evening. They also might spend time in public squares, parks, or in the city's hidden corners, where the general public don't usually pass by. Andrew Funk, a young American man who once experienced homelessness, found it far from pleasant. So he came up with the idea of establishing a program to train homeless people in various skills to help them find employment.
Basically because Homeless Entrepreneur focuses on 2 things, talent, and it also focuses on job skills and opportunities. So a lot of people on the street are artistic. So if they learn how to paint instead of just doing graffiti in the street, they can also use that to paint houses, which will generate income. So this is an opportunity for us to teach not only the homeless entrepreneurs, but also the volunteers, because then they can do training to teach other homeless people.
The program isn't just about skill training. It also operates as an intermediary between homeless people and companies in various fields in need of labor.
One way, but also we work in the street, and every time, for example, when we came here, we speak with people on the street on the way, and we ask them if they're interested in participating.
So you also reach out on like randomly people who sleep on the street and sitting there?
The best response is people that approach us, but we're constantly communicating with homeless people in the community and inviting them to participate. Sometimes they say no, they can't because they have a commitment with a friend or they have to eat. So what we do is we say, okay, if you'd like to participate, you can. And we're building a workforce of homeless people that actually want to work. So every time we have an activity, there are some that are more interested and some that are less interested. But we give them the opportunity to participate, to learn, to tell their story, and most importantly, to have the opportunity to work again.
Today's work involves showcasing creative ideas. This corner is a small workshop related to designing and decorating furniture and household items. Several homeless and other people are trying to learn various crafts.
Keep in mind that homeless people were not born in the streets. They all work professionally. I was in Haiti with the Inter-American Development Bank, and I got a message through LinkedIn, and they said, we're looking for a programmer. I said, I know someone. I didn't say he was homeless. I said, I know someone who's a programmer. We got him the interview. He got the job. If we get them a part-time or full-time job, they donate 10% of what they make for the first 6 months. And that helps them with their personal project or other people. And he started at part-time and then full-time. He was making $1,200 a month and donating $120 for the first 6 months.
Andreas is one of the participants today. He tells us that he wants to work as a photographer, but today he's here to practice furniture painting. Even though it's not his dream job, he is willing to try, because sometimes it can be a starting point on the road to his dream.
I would like to do a project that I really enjoy, not to go into some job that I otherwise don't like. So that this should be really a changing moment in my life if I'm already here. Not just getting out of the street, but to live a happy life. Because just because you have a job or you're not on the street, it doesn't mean you're so satisfied or so you're happy. So, I don't just want a job, I want to do something that I really enjoy.
I say that the most challenging thing is getting everyone to believe that it's possible. So that means society means that they believe that this person wants to get off the street and wants to work and to stay off, and also for him to believe that he can do it and society will be there for them. So I think the biggest challenge is getting the entire community to focus on ending homelessness by giving them the resources, tools, and material and support that they need to do that.
If you want to see more great content from all over the world, please like the video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.
We would like to learn more about the desires in life of the homeless. So we stopped and bought a few items. The first homeless person chose money as payment.
I choose money.
Why?
Because when I want something, I can buy money. But when I want money, I can change food for money. When I want money, I can change weed for money. But this can change everything.
So if you have money, then you can buy food or weed or everything.
But when I have weed, I can eat. When I have food, I can smoke.
Okay.
When I have money, I can everything.
Okay, if I give you €5 today, what you gonna buy?
I don't know now.
You don't know now?
I don't know now. Maybe food, maybe weed, maybe socks. I don't know.
The second hesitated when choosing between a sandwich and money. He told us that it's been a long time since he enjoyed the sweet chill of ice cream, and with these €5, he could buy 2 large scoops.
Ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
So you're going to use the money to buy ice cream?
Yeah, well, ice cream, yeah. That's the 2, with my friend, coming and ice cream. €2.40. One, but it's big.
Okay, you're going to go and buy ice cream. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's good.
Really? It's good.
He smiles widely when he gets both the sandwich and an ice cream. He looks excited and happy. Gleefully, he reached for a can of beer and offered it to us. He chuckled and reassured us that there's no need to worry about taking it, as someone else had given him 2 cans. The last person, despite wanting to choose a warm sandwich, opted for money, because it would allow him to buy an even bigger one.
I would go for the €5 to get.
Why?
Because this is an expensive sandwich. And if I take the pan with the meat, I will get more quantity. I get more quantity.
But this is really yummy.
But if you have the big pan with the meat and the cheese, it may be more yummy.
When we filmed this episode, Christmas, a significant holiday for many, had just passed. Some people had the opportunity to return home and be with their families. They got to talk, smile, laugh, and share meals with family and friends. Some lounged on sofas, watched TV, read books, and explored the internet with their favourite beverage in hand.
So you want to be with friends and family?
Yeah, something like that.
And where's your family?
In Holland.
I want with family, with friends in Christmas night time.
You don't want money?
No. Money is just things. But I can buy friends.
For the homeless, however, the comforts of family, nourishing meals, and a cozy seat remain just a dream.